Stop it. Tell her with me, tell her. Don't stop me.
No, she has
Okay.
a command.
Good evening. Thank you for staying with us. Royal FM 95.1. Ilori. Here's the news around the globe. First, the headlines. Federal government asks Nigerians to embrace gas as alternative to fuel, launches autogas program. Senate confirms Professor Yakubu as INEC chairman, calls for removal of service chiefs following insurgent attack on farmers. House of Representatives to summon President Buhari over security situation in the country. Al Hikma University seeks federal government grants for private universities as tuition graduates 751. On foreign scene, China refuses to apologize to Australia over fake soldier image. In business news, OPEC delays talks with allies until Thursday. In entertainment news, Frequency berates insecurity over killing of 43 border farmers, says service chiefs need to step aside. In sports news, Nigeria's Oshoala nominated for UEFA Fans Women's Team of the Year. You're listening to Royal FM 95.1 Ilori. You can also listen to us by visiting the Royal FM website, www.royalfm.net. I am Timi Takwa Kululaye. Just for details of the stories after the break.
Mary is standing by the roadside. Two guys on the back of Okada smash her bag just like that. She says,
I need a police that can respond fast to emergency.
a police officer is chasing after the thieves on foot. The guy won't tire.
I wish I can buy us this kind of camera.
To do my job. Joe, a bus driver, has been stopped at the police stop and search unit. He has his concerns.
I want a police that won't ask me anything for the boys.
The police officer is looking through Joe's vehicle papers. And something is on his mind.
I want a decent salary that is paid on time.
All these things they are asking. It will happen with good luck.
Proper funding, training.
And cooperation.
Yes, it will happen.
Welcome back once again to the news around the globe. Royal FM 95.1 Ilori. And now the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari today expressed appreciation to Nigerians and organized labor for restraint, understanding, and patience as the country tackles myriad economic challenges, assuring that the federal government is working hard to ameliorate the situation. Speaking at a virtually held event at the State House to unveil National Gas Expansion Program and National Autogas Rollout Initiative, President Buhari urged Nigerians to embrace the use of gas as an alternative to fuel. He noted that the natural gas resources had before now been used suboptimally due to a shortfall in gas processing facilities and infrastructural connectivity for effective and optimal domestic utilization. The president said attention should now be shifted to more affordable alternative to energy, especially with Nigeria's heavy reserve. President Buhari noted that the rollout of the National Gas Expansion Program and Autogas Initiative is coming at the right time, with the deregulation of the downstream sector, which he said had exposed price volatilities in the global market. As part of measures to ease the transportation challenges, the release of mass transit buses. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has passed a resolution to invite President Muhammadu Buhari to brief the House on the true state of the security situation in the country. The decision to summon President Buhari was taken at today's plenary, where the House considered a motion moved by members from Borno State on the recent massacre of 43 rice farmers in the state by Boko Haram insurgents. The debate had earlier turned rowdy after the Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila appealed that it will be inappropriate to invite the President to disclose the actions being taken towards handling the security situation in the country. Some members of the House were opposed to the Speaker's position, leading to a rowdy debate and subsequently an executive session to resolve the matter. After the executive session, which was held behind closed doors, the House resumed and adopted the motion to invite the President to brief on the security situation in the country. No date was, however, announced for the invitation. In the same vein, the Senate has recommended that President Muhammadu Buhari remove the service chiefs and replace them with the people with fresh ideas and solutions. The lawmakers are also asking President Buhari to restructure and remodel the entire security architecture and investigate allegations of widespread corruption and leakages within the security architecture. They made recommendations at today's plenary during a debate on security in the nation and the attack on rice farmers in Borno State, which left at least 40 dead. The upper chamber also recommends the recruitment of 10,000 civilian JTF to complement the efforts of the armed forces and explore a multilateral partnership with Niger, Chad, and Cameroon. Former Governor of Borno State, Senator Kashim Shettima, who earlier raised the motion, as plenary claimed that 67 farmers were killed in the attack. Senator Ali Ndome, in his contribution to the debate, lamented that the national budget is woefully inadequate and soldiers do not have enough arms and ammunition. He also suggested the use of mercenaries to assist in fighting Boko Haram. About a week after President Muhammadu Buhari's request for confirmation, the Senate has confirmed Mahmoud Yakubu as chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). The confirmation is for his second and final term. Mr. Yakubu was first appointed INEC chairman in November 2015, taking over from Atiru Jega, who supervised the 2015 general election. His confirmation was sequel to the presentation of the report of the Senate Committee on INEC. Kabiru Gaya, chairman of the committee, said Mr. Mahmoud was found suitable for the position with no petition or incriminatory report against him. Some senators took turns to praise the president for reappointing the INEC boss and commended the nominee for a job well done in previous elections. During his screening, he had said the commission would try to get the required materials ahead of the polls for the success of future elections. He also appealed for the construction of 37 strong rooms across the country to prevent destruction of electoral materials. Professor Yakubu is expected to resume immediately. The Al Hikma University has today called on the federal government to provide grants for private universities in order to fund research and infrastructure development following the role played by private universities in the Nigerian education system. Speaking at the 10th convocation ceremony of Al Hikma University, the Vice Chancellor of the institution, Professor Noah Yusuf, noted that COVID-19 experience has demonstrated the capacity of private institutions in complementing the government's efforts in the education sector.
All students of the standard of 100. Those who, after struggling with summer, after struggling with something, also have one for supplementary. We are not saying give us all the money, no. We know federal universities are your own. State universities are state government's own. But private universities are also your own because of the role we are playing. We hope that very soon, before the end of this year, inshallah, we want to hear from the federal government about the Honorable Minister of Education declaring that private universities are now under the coverage of Edford and other federal government agencies. We are not saying give us all the money, no.
The Vice Chancellor also spoke on food security, called on government to tackle farmer herder conflicts, flooding in some parts of the country, insecurity caused by Boko Haram insurgency, among others. The institution, according to the VC, is graduating 751, of which 18 are first class, 240 are in second class upper division, 402 in second class lower division, while 91 in third class division. Speaking of the number of graduates who backed third class in the school, the VC said Al Hikma University will not compromise the standard to train and produce the best students based on the capacity after rigorous teaching.
Students are of the standard of 2-1 or 2. So those who, after struggling with summer, after struggling with something, also have one of supplementary exam, we also do supplementary. After struggling with this, and they still have outstanding, they still score 40, 40, 45, 50. There's nothing we can do but to grade them, put them in their normal thing, and that's what we have. And to us, it's something we have to post for. That while, because it is in other line, it's possible that they can be voted on producing 200 first class in a year. That's not our own thing. Our own is to produce politically. And this percentage proportion here is the normal curve, which is normal. So that's what, for this time, if it has been that 50%, and actually I also say I will query again and then to decide lecturer. I will query them.
And that is it on local news. Up next is 4 News. Please do stay tuned.
Dinner is served. Correct goat meat pepper soup.
Big sis, the aroma na die. Let's eat, Joe.
Just like that. First, we have to pray.
No! Take a selfie.
This one can give me more than 1,000 likes on Instagram.
Okay. Okay now, but your hair is covering your face.
Thank you, Jerry. Yay! My eye, oh my eye, Pepe. Pepe, oh,
Sorry.
I have to toilet though. This is all your fault. It was when I was adjusting my head that I touched my eye.
But I told you to wash your hands. You go inside the toilet. Let me wait outside.
Yeah, my pencil!
What is it again?
Hot water from the heater. Hey, while I'm this now.
Pepper entering your eye is not the worst thing that can happen to you. You can get the coronavirus when you touch your eyes, nose, and mouth with hands carrying the virus. That's why it's important to wash your hands more often with soap and clean water. Wash for at least 20 seconds, the same time it will take you to sing the happy birthday song twice.
It's up to you to protect yourself and your family from COVID-19. And your hand, deep.
Welcome back once again to the news around the globe, Neural FM 95.1. And now moving on to the international scene. China has accused Australia of trying to deflect public attention from alleged war crimes by its soldiers in Afghanistan after Canberra expressed outrage over what it termed a repugnant tweet. Australia has demanded an apology for sharing the fake image of an Australian soldier killing an Afghan child. Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison said Beijing should be utterly ashamed for sharing the image. The tweet has also prompted Jacinda Ardern, Premier of New Zealand, to raise its concerns with Beijing. But in its response today, the Chinese embassy in Australia attacked Mr. Morrison's remarks without offering an apology. The tweet with the fake images posted in response to a Diamond report last month about alleged Australian war crimes. The Australian Defence Force said it had found credible information that 25 Australian soldiers were involved in the murders of 39 Afghan civilians and prisoners between 2009 and 2013. China joined in the widespread condemnation of the findings, which is now under police investigation, but the graphic doctored image shared by Foreign Ministry spokesman Li Jianzhou has triggered furious reactions in Canberra and beyond. Still on foreign news, the United Nations has sounded the alarm over the severe effect of food shortages on the nearly 100,000 Eritrean refugees sheltering in camps in Ethiopia's restive Tigray region. Wednesday marks a month since Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed announced a military operation against the forces loyal to the Tigray People's Liberation Front, TPLF, which ruled the northern region of 6 million people neighboring Eritrea. Communications and transport links to Tigray have since been severed, and the UN and humanitarian agencies have pleaded for access to deliver badly needed food, medicines, and other supplies. Abiy, last year's Nobel Peace Prize winner, rejected the idea of dialogue with the CPLF leaders who are on the run but say they continue to fight even after the government over the weekend declared victory in the deadly conflict. Ethiopia's government has said it will create and manage a humanitarian corridor for the delivery of aid, but the UN wants access that is neutral and unhindered. And that is international news. Up next is business news.
This is Royal FM Business News.
In business news today, the members of the OPEC oil producers cartel have decided to delay by 2 days talks with their allies over the opposition extension to output cuts to support the pandemic-stricken market. And OPEC said that while the 13 members of OPEC proper may continue informal discussions on Tuesday, no formal ministerial conference along the lines of that on Monday was planned. The organization confirmed that the meeting of the broader OPEC grouping, which includes Russia, had been delayed to Thursday. Cartel members had failed to reach agreement on Monday after around 4 hours of video conference talks. Despite expectations before the meeting that an extension of output cuts was on the cards, analysts have taken the delay as a sign of splits within the group. Still in business news, Samsung Electronics Co. Limited may discontinue its premium Galaxy Note phone next year, a move that would reflect the sharp drop in demand for high-end smartphones due to the coronavirus pandemic. The Galaxy Note, known for its large screen and a stylus for note-taking, is one of 2 Samsung premium phone series, the other being the more compact Galaxy S, which draws in consumers with its state-of-the-art parts. At present, the South Korean tech giant does not have plans to develop a new version of the Galaxy Note for 2021, sources said. That is business news. Up next is entertainment news after this commercial break. Please stay tuned.
Ina mai son ya aika kuɗi ko mai son ya karɓa kuɗi da wanda ya aika da wanda zai karɓa kuje ko ba ku da kati kun wakilin mu za ku je. Ina mai son sayan kati ko mai son sayan data biyan kuɗin hada-hada ko na bi babu gargada.
A wajen wakilin mu za ku iya karɓa da aika kuɗi, za ku iya ɗebo kuɗi daga asusunku na banki ba tare da kuna da katin kira ko data ba. Sannan za ku iya siyan katin kira da data, kai har ma za ku iya biyan kuɗaɗen hada-hadar yau da kullum a duk inda kuke. Sai ku danna *223 don lalubo wakilin Momo mafi kusa da ku. Wakilin Momo ba haɗari ga sauri ba tare da wahala ba.
You don't wait for life, you go to meet life. It's not about how many chances you get, it's what you do with what you've got. Morning after morning, cup after cup. Start strong, finish strong, with the stimulating aroma and rich, creamy taste of Nescafe 3-in-1. It all starts with a Nescafe.
This is Royal FM Entertainment News.
our entertainment update today, following the gruesome killing of 43 rice farmers in Borno State, Afro rock star and social justice crusader Frequency has charged President Muhammadu Buhari to take decisive steps to tackle growing insecurity across the nation. Frequency, the Nigerian-born Afro rock star, in a chat with Newsman, said the escalation of insecurity issues such as banditry, kidnapping, and increasing insurgency attacks in the northeast have deflated what he tagged many packaged lies about the state of security situation in Nigeria. He added that the recent murder of the first-class traditional ruler in Ondo State, kidnapped wife of Akeredolu's top aide, increasing kidnap and bandits attack across Nigeria show worsened insecurity which must be addressed squarely without adding political coloration. Frequency, with a real name, Ayakomi Oluwasegun Inoro, therefore called on Buhari to sack service chiefs because their best is not bringing desired change, noting that the armed forces need fresh ideas. The Afro rock star, who is enjoying large fans based in North Central, appealed to the president to re-strategize before Nigerians rise to defend themselves. Frequency also condoled family of victims of insurgency, banditry, kidnapping and armed robbery, and other insecurity situations, saying you're not alone, it's a collective battle that we must win as a nation. And up next is sports news. Please stay tuned.
This is Royal FM Sports News.
In our sports update, Super Falcons captain Asisat Oshoala is one of the 50 nominees for the UEFA Fans Women's Team of the Year for 2020. The list was revealed by Europe's football governing body, UEFA, today. The 26-year-old, who scored twice in 6 league appearances for Barcelona ladies this season, is the only African shortlisted among the 50 women nominated by UEFA. Oshoala is competing with 2 of the Barcelona teammates, PSG, Lyon, Arsenal, Chelsea, Wolfsburg, and Juventus players, one of the striker positions in the Team of the Year. For the forwards, Barcelona have representation through Oshoala, Caroline Graham Hansen, and Jenny Hermoso. Chelsea are represented by Danielle Harder and Beth England, Arsenal by Viviane Miedema and Jill Roord. On while Oshoala made the list, UEFA said she's powerful and sometimes unplayable forward with an unerring eye for goal. Fans across the continent are expected to select their lineup from the 50 players who have stood out across European competitions and domestic leagues before the deadline on the 6th of January. And before we end today's news around the globe, here again are the highlights of the news as brought to you. Federal government asks Nigerians to embrace gas as alternative to fuel, launches autogas program. Senate confirms Professor Yakubu as INEC chairman, calls for removal of service chiefs following insurgent attack on farmers. House of Representatives to summon President Buhari over security situation in the country. Al Hikma University seeks federal government grants for private universities as tuition graduates 751. On the foreign scene, China refuses to apologize to Australia over fake soldier image. In business news, OPEC delays talks with allies until Thursday. In entertainment news, Frequency berates insecurity over killing of 43 Borno farmers, says service chiefs need to step aside. In sports news, Nigeria's Oshoala nominated for UEFA Fans Women's Team of the Year. With that, we've come to the end of today's news around the globe, which was compiled and edited by Taiwo Aditiro. For comments, observations, and information regarding world events around you, kindly call the Real FM Newsroom on 0825 0999 968. I am Simi Tokwe. Good evening and thank you for listening.
Royal FM 95.1. We are premier. We are royal.
Jerusalem, ikayalami, ilondoloze, uhambe nami, tunganishiana. Jerusalem, ikayalami, ilondoloze, uhambe nami, tunganishiana. Dawo yami ayikholana, buso wami awukholana, ilondoloze suhambe nami.
Royal FM 95.1. We are premier. We are royal.
Go on song jọ̀ọ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi má gbé ebúrò, Royal FM. Àní o má gbé ebúrò, Royal FM 95.1. Ìkànnì tó dùn sí gbọ̀ngbọ̀n tó bọ̀ sùn.
ọ̀kan ṣoṣo àràbà tó mi gbó kìjikìji ọ̀hún rèé.
Ó tàkálẹ̀ tàkàkọ́.
ìròyìn àgbáyé lẹ fẹ́ gbọ́ ní àbí torílẹ̀-èdè.
Yàtọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú, eré ìdárayá, àbí tamúlùdùn.
ẹyẹ tí ó doríkodò bí àdá òsì.
Ilé-iṣẹ́ Royal FM 95.1 Ìlọrin lẹ ó ti máa gbọ́.
ẹ kú ọjọ́rọ̀ ẹ sì kú iṣẹ́ òní ròyìn ọjọ́rọ̀ làwọn afìnrin láti lè ṣe Royal FM 95.1 nílùú Ìlọrin ṣáájú ẹgbẹ́ àwọn kókó tó wà nínú ìròyìn ọ̀hún. Ìjọba àpẹẹlẹ wa ti ké sí àwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà láti yan lílo gáàsì láàyò ju epo lọ. Wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ lójú ètò ìmúgbòòrò afẹ́fẹ́ gáàsì nílẹ̀ wa. Ilé-ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àgbà ilẹ̀ wa ti jan àtúnyànsípò ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Yakubu Lóńtẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí alága àjọ INEC. Wọ́n pè fún kí wọ́n yọ àwọn olórí àjọ ọmọ ológun ilẹ̀ wa dànù látàrí ìṣòro ètò ààbò tó ń bá ilẹ̀ wa fínra. Ilé-ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ilẹ̀ wa ti ránṣẹ́ pé ààrẹ Buhari lọ́rọ̀ ìṣòro ètò ààbò tó ń kojú orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga fásitì Al-Hikmat University ti ké sí ìjọba àpapọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa láti wá ṣùgbà àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga fásitì tí wọ́n jẹ́ ta aládàáni lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ń ṣe gbé ìwé ẹ̀rí lé àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tí wọ́n jẹ́ 751 lọ́wọ́. Ẹ̀kúnrẹ́yìn ń bọ̀ láìpẹ́.
Ọ̀rẹ́ mi, orílẹ̀-èdè tí wàá sú mi ó ga ọ̀ tó mo mọ̀ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ mi nìkan ló mọ̀ ṣú ni. Ó jẹ́ àgbà fọlọ́ orílẹ̀-èdè yóò mà lè dá a mọ́.
Mágà, ẹ má sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́. Ẹ ò bá sì jáwọ́ nínú sísọ̀rọ̀ òdì àti fífẹnu tẹ́ńbẹ́lú orílẹ̀-èdè yìí torí pé orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà yìí sì máa dùn.
Ìkìlọ̀ yìí wá láti iléeṣẹ́ Royal FM 95.1 Ìlọrin.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ padà ìròyìn ọ̀hún rèé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ Ọláyínká Òṣàyọ̀mí lóníròyìn yìí. ààrẹ muhammadu buhari lónìí ti fi ẹ̀mí ìmoore rẹ̀ hàn sí àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí àti ẹgbẹ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ nílẹ̀ wa fún àgbọ́yé àti sùúrù tí wọ́n ní gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ti ṣe ń dojúkọ ọ̀kan òjọ̀kan ìṣòro ọ̀rọ̀ ètò ọrọ̀ ajé pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ ìdánilójú wípé ìjọba pẹ̀lẹ́ wa ń ṣiṣẹ́ takuntakun láti wá ojútùú sáwọn ìṣòro náà. Lásìkò tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ gbàtórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára níbi ètò kan tó wáyé nílé ìjọba láti fi ṣọlójú ètò ìmúgbòòrò ẹ̀ka afẹ́fẹ́ gáàsì, ààrẹ Buhari rọ àwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà láti ṣàmúlò lílo afẹ́fẹ́ gáàsì ju epo lọ. Ààrẹ sọ wípé àkókò ti tó láti yíjú sí ọ̀nà mìíràn tó lè pèsè agbára iná pàápàá jùlọ pẹ̀lú bí ilẹ̀ wa Nàìjíríà ti ṣe ní ànító àtàníṣẹ́kù rẹ̀ nípamọ́. Ààrẹ Buhari wòye wípé ṣíṣàgbékalẹ̀ ètò ìmúgbòòrò ẹ̀ka afẹ́fẹ́ gáàsì ló bọ́ sásìkò pẹ̀lú bí ohun gbogbo ti padà sí ọwọ́ aládàáni eléyìí tó sọ wípé ó tú àṣírí iye owó tí wọ́n ń ta epo lọ́jà àgbáyé. Lára ọ̀nà láti kojú ìṣòro ọkọ̀ wíwọ̀ tó ń dojúkọ àwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà, ààrẹ Buhari ti tún pàṣẹ wípé kí wọ́n kó àwọn ọkọ̀ bọ̀gìnì akérò sígboro. Ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin àgbà ilẹ̀ wa ti fẹnukò láti ránṣẹ́ pé ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari láti wá síwájú wọn wá sọ ipò tọ́rọ̀ ètò ààbò wà gan pàtó lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí. Ìpinnu láti ránṣẹ́ pé ààrẹ Buhari ni wọ́n fẹnukò lé lórí lónìí lásìkò ìjókòó ilé ọ̀hún, lásìkò tí ilé ọ̀hún gba ọ̀rọ̀ náà tí ọmọ asòfin kan tó wá láti ìpínlẹ̀ Borno gbé síwájú ilé yẹ̀wò lórí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ bí wọ́n ṣekú pa àwọn àgbẹ̀ olóko ìrẹsì 43 nípayà nípínlẹ̀ rẹ̀ látọwọ́ àwọn ọmọ ikọ̀ Boko Haram. Ìjíròrò ilé lórí ọ̀rọ̀ náà ló kọ́kọ́ di ariwo ńlá lẹ́yìn tí abẹnugan ilé Fẹ́mi Gbàjàbíàmílà rawọ́ ẹ̀bẹ̀ wípé yóò jẹ́ ohun tí kò bójúmu gbáà láti ránṣẹ́ pé ààrẹ Buhari láti wá sọ níwájú ilé àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti gbé lọ́rọ̀ ètò ààbò orílẹ̀-èdè yìí, lẹ́yìn tí àwọn ọmọ ilé kan sì tako ọ̀rọ̀ náà eléyìí tí abẹnugan ilé náà sọ, lẹ́yìn tó padà yọrí sí ariwo ńlá kó tó di wípé àwọn olóyè ilé ọ̀hún lọ tẹ̀kótó láti fi yanjú ọ̀rọ̀ náà. Lẹ́yìn tí àwọn olóyè ilé tẹ̀kótó tán lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ti ilẹ̀kùn mọ́rí ṣe ilé padà sórí ìjókòó wọn tí wọ́n sì fẹnu ọ̀rọ̀ náà jóná wípé kí wọ́n ránṣẹ́ pé ààrẹ láti wá sọ bí ojú ọjọ́ ètò ọ̀rọ̀ ààbò ṣe rí sí lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí lọ́wọ́ báyìí, ṣùgbọ́n ṣá o kò tíì sí ọjọ́ kan pàtó tí wọ́n kéde rẹ̀ síta wípé wọ́n yóò ránṣẹ́ pé ààrẹ ilẹ̀ wa. Bákan náà nínú ìròyìn míì, ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin àgbà ilẹ̀ wa ti sọ fún ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari láti yọ àwọn olórí àjọ ọmọ ológun ilẹ̀ wa dànù àti wípé kó fi àwọn ẹlòmíràn tí wọ́n lóye tuntun àti ọ̀nà àbáyọ síṣòro ètò ààbò eléyìí tó ń bá orílẹ̀-èdè yìí fínra rọ́pò wọn. Àwọn ọmọ asòfin ọ̀hún tún sọ fún ààrẹ Buhari láti ṣàtúntò ẹ̀ka àjọ elétò ààbò ilẹ̀ wa àti láti ṣe ìwádìí ẹ̀sùn ìwà àjẹbánu eléyìí tí wọ́n fi kan ẹ̀ka ọ̀hún wípé wọ́n ń gba owó ìbọ̀bẹ́. Àmọ̀ràn wọ̀nyí ló wáyé lónìí lásìkò ìjókòó ilé lásìkò tí wọ́n ń pẹ̀kẹ́lu ọ̀rọ̀ ìṣòro ètò ààbò tílẹ̀ wa ń dojúkọ àtọ̀ lórí bí wọ́n ṣe ṣekú pa àwọn àgbẹ̀ olóko ìrẹsì tí wọ́n lé ní 40 nípínlẹ̀ Borno. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin àgbà ilẹ̀ wa sọ wípé kí wọ́n gba 10,000 aráàlú sínú ikọ̀ civilian JTF láti lè ran àjọ ológun ilẹ̀ wa lọ́wọ́ àti láti lo àǹfààní àjọṣepọ̀ tó láàrin orílẹ̀-èdè wa, orílẹ̀-èdè Niger, Chad àti orílẹ̀-èdè Cameroon. Gómìnà tẹ́lẹ̀ nípínlẹ̀ Borno Sẹ́nitọ̀ Kashim Shettima ẹni tó ti kọ́kọ́ gbé ọ̀rọ̀ náà síwájú ilé sọ wípé àwọn àgbẹ̀ 17 ni wọ́n ṣekú pa lásìkò ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ àkọlù eléyìí tó wáyé nípínlẹ̀ náà. Sẹ́nitọ̀ Aliu Dume ní tirẹ̀ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ lásìkò ìjíròrò ilé tó wáyé náà bọ́kàn jẹ́ wípé owó tí wọ́n ń yà sọ́tọ̀ fájọ ọmọ ogun ilẹ̀ wa ni kò tó nǹkan kan rárá àti pé kò sí irinṣẹ́ gidi lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọmọ ogun ilẹ̀ wa. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ló tún dábàá kí ilẹ̀ wa gba àwọn ajagunta láti fi kojú ikọ̀ Boko Haram. lẹ́yìn bíi ọ̀sẹ̀ kan tí ààrẹ muhammadu buhari ti béèrè fún kí ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin àgbà ilé wa ó jan àtúnyànsípò mahmood yakubu lóǹtẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí alága àjọ elétò ìdìbò ilé wa àjọ inec ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin àgbà ilé wa ti jan àtúnyànsípò yakubu lóǹtẹ̀ lónìí ọ̀gbẹ́ni yakubu ni wọ́n kọ́ yàn sípò gẹ́gẹ́ bí alága àjọ inec nínú oṣù kọkànlá ọdún 2015 tó sì gbèkúdà ìṣàkóso àjọ òun lọ́wọ́ àìtáírù jẹ̀gà ẹni tó ṣètò ìdìbò àpapọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa lọ́dún 2015 èèyàn sípò rẹ̀ ọ̀hún ló lóun ṣe pẹ̀lú àbájáde ìgbìmọ̀ ilé lórí ọ̀rọ̀ àjọ inec kabiru gaya tí ń ṣe alága ìgbìmọ̀ ilé ọ̀hún sọ wípé ọ̀gbẹ́ni yakubu kú ojú òṣùwọ̀n láti wà nípò gẹ́gẹ́ bí alága àjọ inec látàrí pé kò sí ẹni tó kọ̀wé tako ìyànsípò rẹ̀ àti wípé kò sí ẹni tó rí ìwà àbájá kàkà sí ní ẹsẹ̀ ṣe ni àwọn ọmọ aṣòfin àgbà ń dìde lọ́kọ̀ọ̀kan láti gbóríyìn fún ààrẹ buhari bó ṣe tún yan alága àjọ inec tuntun èyí ń jẹ̀gá sípò tí wọ́n ti gbóríyìn fún ẹni tí wọ́n yàn sípò ọ̀hún wípé ó ṣe dáradára nínú gbogbo ètò ìdìbò eléyìí tó ti rí kọjá lọ nílẹ̀ wa ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n yakubu ìrètí wà wípé yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ padà ní pẹrẹu lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga alikima yunifásitì lónìí ti ké sí ìjọba àpapọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa láti pèsè owó ìrànwọ́ fáwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga fásitì tí wọ́n jẹ́ ti aládàáni nílẹ̀ wa lójú náà àti lówó ṣe àwọn iṣẹ́ ìwádìí àti ìmúdàgbàsókè bá àwọn amáyédẹrùn láwọn ọgbà wọn látàrí ipa pàtàkì táwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ fásitì tí wọ́n jẹ́ ta aládàáni ń kó nínú ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ilẹ̀ nàìjíríà lásìkò tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ níbi ìpàdé àwọn oníròyìn eléyìí tí wọ́n ṣe fún títí ayẹyẹ ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́jáde àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀hún ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹwàá irú rẹ̀ gíwàgbà ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga ọ̀hún ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n noah yusuf wòye wípé ọ̀rọ̀ covid-19 fi hàn kedere ipa tí àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga tí wọ́n jẹ́ ti aládàáni ń kó láti fi kẹ́ń ìgbìyànjú ìjọba àpapọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa lẹ́yìn lẹ́ka ètò ẹ̀kọ́ gíwàgbà ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀hún tún sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìpèsè oúnjẹ ó ké sí ìjọba láti wá ojútùú síṣòro ìjà tó máa ń wáyé láàrin àwọn àgbẹ̀ àtàwọn darandaran lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí ọ̀rọ̀ omíyalé tó wáyé láwọn apá ibìkan nílẹ̀ wa ìṣòro ọ̀rọ̀ ètò ààbò tíkọ̀ boko haram dá sílẹ̀ àtàwọn ọ̀rọ̀ míì gíwàgbà ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀hún sọ wípé àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tíye wọn jẹ́ ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀rin àti mọ́kànléláàádọ́ta léyìí tí àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tí wọ́n yege pẹ̀lú máàkì first class méjìdínlógún sì wà lára wọn àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tí wọ́n jẹ́ òjìlénígba ni wọ́n yege pẹ̀lú second class upper akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ méjìlénírínwó ni wọ́n yege pẹ̀lú máàkì second class lower nígbà tí àwọn mọ́kànléláàádọ́rùn-ún sì yege pẹ̀lú máàkì third class lásìkò tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí iye àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tí wọ́n yege pẹ̀lú máàkì third class ní gíwàgbà ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga alikima university sọ wípé àwọn onífìgbà kankan fìgbà kan bọ̀ kan nínú pẹ̀lú irú ẹ̀kọ́ tí àwọn ń fún àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wọn lójú náà ti pèsè àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tí wọ́n gbóúnjẹ fẹ́gbẹ́ gbàgbó bọ̀ léyìí tó dá lórí kíkọ́ àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kárakára àkójọpọ̀ ìyẹn ọjọ́rọ̀ tòní kò ní jù báyìí lọ ṣùgbọ́n kí a tó máa lọ ẹ tó gbọ́ àwọn kókó tó wà nínú ìròyìn ọ̀hún lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i. ìjọba àpapọ̀ ilé wa ti ké sí àwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ nàìjíríà láti yan lílo gáàsì láàyò ju epo lọ wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ lójú ètò ìmúgbòrò afẹ́fẹ́ gáàsì. ìlẹ́gbìmọ̀ asòfin àgbà ilé wa ti jan àtúnyànsípò ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n yakubu lóǹtẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí alága àjọ inec wọ́n pè fún kí wọ́n yọ àwọn olórí àjọ ọmọ ológun ilẹ̀ wa dànù látàrí ìṣòro ètò ààbò eléyìí tó ń bá orílẹ̀-èdè yìí fínra. ìlẹ́gbìmọ̀ aṣojúṣòfin ilẹ̀ wa ti ránṣẹ́ pé ààrẹ buhari lọ́rọ̀ ìṣòro ètò ààbò tó ń kojú orílẹ̀-èdè yìí lákòótán kí a tó máa lọ. ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga fásitì alikima yunifásitì ti ké sí ìjọba àpapọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa láti wá ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga fásitì tí wọ́n jẹ́ ta aládàáni nílẹ̀ wa gẹ́gẹ́ bí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ń ṣe gbéwé ẹ̀rí ẹyẹgẹ ní àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tí wọ́n jẹ́ ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀rin àti mọ́kànléláàádọ́ta lọ́wọ́. Táíwò Adédìran òun ló ṣe àkójọpọ̀ rẹ̀ yìí lédè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì Ọláyínká òṣàyọ̀mí lótú lókàlédè àbínibí ó tún di ọ̀la ká tó mú lòyìn mi wá fi yín lédè àbínibí títí ọ̀la ọ̀hún onímọ̀ kí wá lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé a kú iṣẹ́ òní o orun re òun la ó sùn ó dàárọ̀ o.
Ìwà ẹranko gbáà ni ká máa fipá báni lò pọ̀ àbí ká máa fi ìbálòpọ̀ tàbùkù ẹni láwùjọ ká máa bọ́mọdé láṣepọ̀ àbí kí àgbà mọ́lẹ̀ bí ó ṣe bọ́fin ọlọ́run náà ní ò bá òfin lẹ́wà.